Well, hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to Talk Leadership with Cedrick. I am excited to be here with you today. Talk Leadership with Cedrick is a show where we talk with educators, local thought leaders, and business professionals who come with innovative ideas that are looking to make an impact and to make a difference, folks. Today, it's going to be a little bit different show. My guest, my scheduled guest, unfortunately, is sick. So we are going to, it's just going to be you and I today, and we're going to do something a little bit different than was scheduled, folks. I want you to understand, folks, when the show must go on, the show must go on. You see, the show doesn't stop for one or two people. The show must continue whether everyone's in place or not. And this is showtime, folks. So I'm always ready for showtime. And let me tell you what, folks, I'm going to give you a good show today. But I'm going to start off with this, with this one story. You know, there's this old Baptist preacher who was going to be preaching at a revival, and he flew into town, and he drove up to the place where he was going to be doing a revival. And guess what? He got to the tent, and it was a big open field, and there was no cars in the parking lot. And he was wondering, well, wait a minute, what's going on here? He knew that the tent was supposed to be filled with hundreds of people, but he didn't see any cars in the parking lot. So he thought, oh my God, am I in the wrong place? So he walks into the tent, and as he walks into the tent, he realizes that nobody's there. So he sits down, and as he sits down there, he was just pondering and trying to figure out what was going to be his next step and what he needed to do. Well, as he sits down, here comes an old cowboy that sits next to him in the tent, and he tells the cowboy, he says, you know, thank you for coming. He goes, I'm surprised no one's here. He says, I was supposed to be preaching to a sold out crowd tonight. And he asked the cowboy, so what do you think I should do? Well, the cowboy looked at him and goes, me? Huh? I don't know. I'm just a cowboy, so I can't tell you what to do. Well, he said, but here's one thing I will tell you. If I was going to feed my cattle and only one showed up, I would still at least feed it. So the preacher jumped up all inspired. He said, you are correct. Thank you for that. So he runs over to the pulpit. He opens up his Bible and he starts to preaching. And he starts preaching to this cowboy. In fact, he preached so much, he preached for 2 hours to that cowboy. And at the end, he went back and sat down next to the cowboy, and he says, well, what do you think about that? He said, was it a good sermon? And the cowboy says, well, you know, I'm not a preacher, so I can't tell you. I'm just a cowboy. But he says, but I know this. If I went to feed my cattle and only one showed up, I'd feed it, but I wouldn't dump the whole load on him. You see, folks, you may get people inspired, and you may be inspired to tell your story, but you don't have to tell your life history in the process. You don't have to have a full room to deliver a message to make an impact. You just have to have one. So today, what I want to do is I want to talk about how giving 5% more will help you achieve extraordinary results in your life. So if you want extraordinary results in your life, then you stay tuned. All right. Now, if you don't want you don't want extraordinary things in your life, then you can leave. But I sure hope you stay, because, man, I tell you what, I want to give you the formula for putting 5% extra in your life. See, today we're going to be talking about this concept about called 5% more. Everything you do, just do it 5% more. Now, I'm asking for 5% more, not asking for a whole lot. Not 5% more. See, dreaming about 5%, being 5% more richer, right? Your kids being giving 5% more in their classroom. You getting 5% smarter. 5% is all we're asking. Now, I always tell people that dreams are for sleeping, goals are for achieving. And see, I want you to achieve your goals by taking action, by giving 5% more. Now, I know you can do that. I expect you to do that, and I want you to do that. So I'm going to share this video with you here. I say I'm going to share it with you. I think I am, if I can get my my camera to work, not my camera, but my computer to work right here. Just give me 1 second here. Sorry about this, but I thought I was all set up. So I'm going to have to get the video for you, but it's going to be worth it. Folks, trust me, folks, it's going to be worth it. All right. Are we ready? I know you're ready.
There are two groups of people. You got a boy or girl or a man or a woman. What boys do is they point the finger at other people. That's what boys do. That's what girls do. When there's a challenge and you start pointing the finger, you'll never get to the next level. When there's conflict, I want you to look at it real plain. And I want you to say, do I throw people under the bus or do I take responsibility? But understand every time you point the finger that what you say to your dreams and goals is, I'm about to put you on hold. The minute you start pointing the finger, you lose power immediately. As soon as you start saying it's somebody else's fault, what you do is say, I'm a child and I need somebody grown to handle this. When you say he did it and she did it, you're saying, I'm 10 years old, I need mama to come in, I need daddy to come in and fix this. It's too much for me. You gotta take ownership. I take full responsibility and I'll do whatever it takes. I'll take ownership. I'll get up, I'll stay late. And that's why you point the finger. That's why you say he did it and she did it, because you don't like how the pain feels. That's why you give the power away, because it hurt too bad to say, I did it, I take ownership. It was my fault. You ain't ready for the pain. You've never looked at yourself in the mirror and said, you let you down. You owe yourself. I didn't get here making excuses. No, I didn't grow up on that side of the town. No, my mama don't have no network. No, I don't know a whole lot of people. No, I'm not at a country club, but I'm still gonna be successful. I'm still gonna get to where they are. Why? Because I owe it to myself. And can't nobody stop me but me. And you need to get rid of them excuses, and you need to stop pointing fingers at people. And you need to start pointing fingers at yourself. What did you not do? The decisions you make right now is up to you. Take full ownership. Hold you accountable and don't let you off the hook.
I'm talking about you, the only person that you can actually control, you. That's who has to take ownership. That's who has to step up, own everything, and lead.
I value myself enough to give 120% or don't do it.
Always you versus you. You got to be the one to get up every morning, be disciplined, put in the consistent daily hard work, because that gains success. No coach, no trainer, no mentor, no boss can do it. You versus you.
I need you to look yourself in the face and I need you to repeat after me, this is my life. These are my dreams. I can have whatever I want to have. I can be whatever I want to be. I can go wherever I want to go. I can do whatever I'm bold enough, whatever I'm big enough, whatever I'm strong enough to dream. And what I need to do it's already inside of me. My goals will not be defeated. My dreams will not be defeated. I will not be destroyed. I will defend what's rightfully mine. These are my dreams. This is my life. And from this day forward, I will live it.
Take ownership. Take extreme ownership. Don't make excuses. Don't blame any other person or any other thing. Get control of your ego. Don't hide your delicate pride from the truth. Take ownership of everything in your world, the good and the bad. Take ownership of your mistakes, take ownership of your shortfalls, take ownership of your problems, and then take ownership of the solutions that will get those problems solved. Take ownership of your mission. Take ownership of your job, of your team, of your future, and take ownership of your life. And lead. Lead yourself and your team and the people in your life. Lead them all to victory.
Oh man, I tell you, that's some good stuff right there, folks. Take ownership. And I'm telling you what, it only takes a little bit more, 5% more to become better, 5% more to become motivated, 5% more to achieve your dreams, to exceed expectations, being 5% more motivated. Many people want a better life, but they fail to improve their lot due to a variety of reasons, right? Such as unrealistic expectations or lack of action. They dream, but they don't act. See, successful people are doers. To get 5% more results, hold yourself accountable. Let me say that again. To get 5% more results, hold yourself accountable. If you have a sales territory, write down your daily goal. If you own a business, write down your daily goals for your business. 5% more, folks, is all it takes to be 5% better. So you got to appreciate everything you have just a little bit more, from your family all the way down to the ground that you walk on. See, almost everybody wants more. They want more happiness, better health, more financial stability, more discipline, and just a better life. But in order to get it, you got to give a little more. You got to put in some action. It requires work. So making 5% more money, you have to start somewhere. See, there's value in momentum and consistency. See, when Michael Alding sold cars before he went to law school, he worked with this guy named Brian, who was a great sales guy. Brian loved selling cars. Now, Brian sold 5 cars during the course of one summer day, yet he greeted a late customer enthusiastically. See, Michael reminded Brian he's already sold 5 cars. Brian replied, Brian replied that I always told myself he just wanted to sell one more car. And when he sold that one, he wanted to sell just one more. You see, when you get a win, you want just one more, right? You don't want just one, you want one more. When you get a Lay's potato chip and it tastes really good, what do you want? You want just one more. It's the exact same thing, folks. See, that customer came back and they bought that car from Brian the next day. Brian pushed Michael to succeed, give a little bit more. See, Michael sold 15 cars in a month, but Brian was ahead of him at 17. See, Brian kept asking Michael if he could work a little harder. Michael greeted more customers, which netted him more sales. He sold 22 cars that month. His best month ever. He was the top salesperson usually sold 20 cars, but he sold 22 cars. See, from that point on, Michael put forth a little more effort. Michael became a top sales guy because he gave a little bit more, 5% more. So you have to start somewhere. See, there's value in momentum and consistency. I'm going to say that again. You have to start somewhere. There's value in momentum and consistency. See, asking for 5% more and not following up with action won't work, folks. It just won't work. See, dreaming about being 5% richer, your kids being 5% higher in their class, or being 5% higher in stack rankings if you're in sales, it doesn't happen, folks. You have to be willing to do what others won't do in order to do what others can't do. See, every day, not some days, not most days, not every other day. You have to be willing to give it every day. See, an idea without a plan is just an idea, folks. There's a lot of people that come up with great ideas, but they don't do anything with it. You got to be willing to put some action behind it. See, we all have heard of people who were very, very good with coming up with ideas, but very slow to act on it, or they didn't act on it at all. Now, I know you've all heard of Alexander Graham Bell, but you probably don't know who Elijah Gray is. Well, let me tell you. Back in 1875, Elijah Gray transmitted a few notes over telegraph wire and he thought, man, if I can send music, then what's next? Voice or word? Now, the New York Times, they predicted the coming of a talking telegraph, and the public grew eager for it. Think about when you heard about the internet, right? You grew eager for it, right? Just 1 year later, Elijah Gray believed he had the answer. 10 can voice chambers connected by wire and a liquid could turn vibrations into signals. But he didn't put his idea on paper for 2 months. So remember, he had already waited 1 year. Now he's waiting 2 more months before he put the idea on paper. After finally making a sketch, he waited 4 more days before he went to the patent office. So he waited 1 year, 2 months, and 4 days before he went to the patent office. Now, when he got to the patent office, here's what he was told: that a mere 2 hours before he arrived, a school teacher named Alexander Graham Bell burst through the doors with his own sketch. You see, of course, you know the rest of the story. And for those who don't know, Alexander Graham Bell is credited for inventing the telephone. You see, many times a person's ideas or dreams are not realistic, and they should just remain right where they are. Right? But what I found that in business and in entrepreneurship and in life, it is what separates the successful people from the unsuccessful people is the determination to implement your ideas. The implementation of your ideas, turning the idea into action, is what makes all the difference in the world. Implementation of an idea is critical for success, and most people don't know how to do it. See, it only takes 2 things for 5% more. That's what I want you to focus on tonight. 2 things for 5% more. In order to actually get 5% more, you need to take action. We're talking only about 5%. I'm not talking about a big difference. 5%. See, in many circumstances, even less than 5% can make all the difference in the world. You see, I'm not telling you that you need to make radical changes in your life or radically change your daily habits. I'm just saying you need to just change it just a little bit. Just a little bit. 5% more, folks. You see, at 211 degrees, water is hot. At 212 degrees, water boils. With boiling water comes steam. With steam, you can power a train. 1 degree is all that makes a difference in the world. See, when people ask me about how to take action, I break it down into 2 things. Thoughts plus physical activity equals action. Let me say that again, because somebody just missed that. Thoughts plus physical activity equals action. See, thoughts are not dreams. What I mean by thoughts is actually seeing yourself making 5% more money, whatever that goal is, right? That could be 5% increase in whatever, right? And also thinking about how you're going to do it. That's the other part of it, right? So when I say thoughts, I'm not talking about dreams. I'm talking about the actions that you're going to take to get there, right? In a way, it's broken down like this: seeing it, thinking about it, and doing it. 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 It's important for you to get this. It's important for you to understand this. See, now I can't show you exactly how to make money at your particular job or your livelihood in this session tonight. But here's what I know. You know what you can start doing to take action in order to accomplish that. You know what you need to do to take action to accomplish that. See, only you do. Seeing it, thinking about it, and doing it. Seeing it, thinking about it, and doing it. I guarantee you can do that. So you may wonder, so how do I take this 5% more? Let me tell you what. Let's apply this 5% more principle to the number of presentations you're going to do in a week, right? So let's say you do 10 per week. If on average you do 10 presentations per week, that means 1/2 more presentations per week. 10 of anything, all right? 10 sales calls, right? 10 letters you're going to write, 10 emails you're going to send, 10 conversations you're going to have. It just means 1/2 more presentation per week. That's 2 more presentations per month. That's 24 per year. Now, what does that look like to you in revenue? You see what I'm saying? It's not that much more, folks, but it makes all the difference in winners and everybody else. Winners and everybody else, 5% more. Let's say you did 15 per week. On average, you did 15 sales calls, 15 presentations, 15 emails, 15 whatever per week. That means you do 0.75 more per week. That means 3 more per month, 36 more per year. What does that look like for you in revenue? You see, it's not that difficult. The key to success is achieving your goals, is to taking baby steps. It's not big leaps and bounds. People think that they have to take these massive steps to. No, you don't. It's small incremental steps every day. Small changes will yield big results. As I said earlier, and I'll say it over and over again, it's so much easier to make small changes and set small goals than to make wholesale changes or commitments that can and will shock your body. Now, I'm going to be transparent here, folks. Sometimes I get caught up in this whole workout thing, and then I'll go do a 2-hour workout. Then I burn myself out, and then I don't want to exercise for a while. Someone told me, Cedrick, why don't you just do 15 to 20 minutes every day? You see what that is? That's better than me doing 2 hours one time per week. Now, me, the 2 hours, I just figure I'm going to kill myself in 2 hours, and I'll be done with it for another week. But that's not the proper way to do it. So how can you apply this, folks, to your life? No matter what the situation is, it's very simple. Whatever your task is, whether it be a short-term goal or long-term goal, just tell yourself you will do just a little bit more. Then, depending on the goal, you're going to see that compounding effect. Every day, every week, every month, do 5% more than what you did previously, and then continue to build on that. Anybody in any situation can do 5% more, maybe even less if it's a daily goal. 5% more is all it takes. See, to be clear, we're talking about being, we're not talking about being subpar, right? Doing things subpar will get subpar results. We're talking about doing things 5% more, 5% better, 5% faster, 5% smarter, and compounding on it. So what started out as a really minor change will get you major results. But the key is consistency, even in the face of adversity. See, the law of consistency says motivation gets me going, but discipline keeps me going and growing. I love that, folks. Motivation gets me going, but discipline keeps me going and growing. See, don't let today be about motivation. See, because motivation is going to do this, and then it's going to do this. Because if you make it about motivation, it's going to be over really quick. Make it about discipline that you will develop. It's about that muscle that you're going to develop. It's about discipline. See, a new habit is going to start. So think about it in the long term, right? See, if every salesperson in every organization did 5% better, the CEO would give his right arm for that right away. If every waiter gave 5% more in their business when they're waiting tables, the business owner would be happy. The waiter would be happy because their tips would be a little bit more as well. Imagine if every salesperson, every single one in every organization did 5% more than the previous month. Can you say company-wide bonuses? Can you say major impact in your life? What if everybody in your family gave 5% more effort? Can you see your life changing? Can you save more money in a person's pocket? Now imagine compounding this month after month after month after month. It can be done, folks. See, the 5% strategy applies to making money, which means changing your mindset. Think about, think like wealthy people and make your money work for you instead of you working for your money. Money, money, money. And let me tell you what, folks, you can say everything you want about money, but you need it to live. You need it to thrive and survive. Many people bite off more than they can chew instead of working gradually toward a goal. See, you can burn out if you take on too much too soon. Growing by 5% increments makes a difference in the world. Make a difference for you. Just like when I work out and I do that 2 hours once a week, I burn out. All I need to do is, like they said, little bit every day. See, a dream without a plan, folks, is just a dream. I don't care how big the dream is. Without a plan, it's just a dream. So the 5% more approach can also help you break bad habits. See, you can use it to fight addiction. Imagine if you could break an unhealthy habit such as smoking, drinking, doing drugs, or by reducing your consumption gradually by 5% each day. Say you smoke 20 cigarettes a day, a full pack. If you reduce your cigarette consumption by 5% every day, one less cigarette each day, within a month, you'll quit. You see? Now you don't shock the body right away. You save money by quitting smoking. Now all of a sudden that's more money in your pocket. You see how we just reverse engineered getting you more money in your pocket? If yours is a lifelong habit, quitting smoking will increase your net worth by close to $2 million. Now, who couldn't use an extra $2 million? Huh? Vivian, could you use an extra $2 million? Kendrick, could you use an extra $2 million? Jacqueline Jeter, could you use an extra $2 million? Laura Isles, could you use an extra $2 million? I see y'all out there. Thank y'all for tuning in. You see? LaWarn, I see you out there. Could you use an extra $2 million? Absolutely. See, finally, I want to say this. 5% more will work in every area of your life or your business. So you can't tell what's going to work for me because of this, that, and that. No, 5% more will work in every area of your life. Let's quickly review some of the areas to make sure you have it and make sure you're ready to apply 5% more in your life. See, I took the time to write it down. Let's say you gave 5% more. Use your time 5% more wisely. You did 5% more of your priorities. You accomplished 5% more of your goals. Your daily habits changed by 5%. You made 5% more phone calls. Your cold calling, you added 5% to that. Your follow-through, your follow-up was 5% more efficient. Your emails, you were 5% more efficient in that. Your presentation, you did 5% more. You made 5% more sales calls. Your mental performance was 5% better than the previous. Your exercise was 5% more. Your quality of food intake was 5% better than it was previously. Your contract compliance was 5% more. Contract input was 5% more. Your grit, your determination was 5% more than yesterday. Less dreaming, more action was 5% more. More action, less dreaming, 5% more. Next steps, 5% more. Next steps in your business, next steps in your life, next steps with everything, next step in your investing, next steps in your money, 5% more. Your next level activity was 5% more. See, if you get it, you can type it in the chat. I got it. If you get it, type in the chat. I got it. Let me see if you got it. I want to see. Maybe I'm just talking to the wall out here and nobody gets it. Maybe I'm the only one that get it. But let me tell you what, if you give 5% more in every area of your life, you'll see 5% more results. So if you got it, go ahead and type in 5% more in the chat. Let me see that. I just want to see. Maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe I'm the only one that can't get it. Now I'm gonna leave you with this story, folks. So let me tell you what. So there was a guy that was taking up a team to climb Mount Everest, and they fell into this big storm. And when they got to when the storm was there, the shepherd guy told them they had to turn around, that they were not going to be able to climb Mount Everest that day. Now, obviously, they were all upset because of the major expense, the time, the energy, the effort it took to go there, but then not be able to climb to the top of Mount Everest. Now, the guy knew they were all disappointed, so he said, well, let me tell you what, folks, we're going to have dinner at the lodge before we go home. Remember, if you got it, go ahead and type in the comments, I got it. Right now, he told them we're gonna have dinner in the lodge tonight before we go home. Right, so they did have dinner in the lodge, and the mood was somber. Everybody was sad because they didn't get to climb to the top of Mount Everest. Now, let me tell you what: when you go to climb the top of Mount Everest, it costs you about $60,000. You don't just wake up one day and say, "I'm going to climb it." $60,000 plus all the training that you're going to have to do. All right, so let me see in the comments if you got it. If you got, just type in "I got it." If you got it, all right. So they had dinner. As dinner was wrapping up, the guide stood up and he said, I want to speak to you guys. And right behind the guide on this wall was a picture of Mount Everest. And that picture of Mount Everest was took up the entire wall. And the guide stood up, he turned his back to the crowd and he said, Mount Everest, I want to say something to you tonight. He says, we tried to conquer you today, but we failed. You defeated us. Now, type in the comments if you got it. Now, I want to see it. I got it, right? So, and Vivian, I see that you typed it in there. So he said, Mount Everest, I want to say something to you tonight. We tried to conquer you today, but we failed. You defeated us. He says, but Mount Everest, I want to say something else to you. We're coming back next year. You see, Mount Everest, I want you to know this. You defeated us today, but we will defeat you next year. Let me tell you why, Mount Everest. He says, you are as big as you're ever going to be. But the people on this team, the people listening to me tonight on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, whether you're listening live or you're listening to the replay, they all can get bigger. They can become better. They can become wiser. They can become stronger. They can become faster. They can do 5% more. And I'll tell you what, Mount Everest, next year we're coming back and we're going to take you. Now, the law of Mount Everest says as the challenge escalates, the need for teamwork elevates. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about at your house, in your business, in your relationships, in your social groups, in every area of your life. I want you to think through, where can you give 5% more? And I'm not talking about a whole lot more, just 5% more. Where can you give 5% more? Where are you willing to give 5% more? And when you say that you're ready to give 5% more, then I want you to give that 5% more. What I want you to do is I want you to understand that all you have to do is give just a little bit more. And when you give a little bit more, you're going to get a little bit more. When you're ready to give a little bit more, you're going to get a little bit more. Whether that's in sales, that's in your business, whatever that is in your life, wherever you are in your life, if you're ready to give a little bit more, you're going to get a little bit more. I'm just telling you that right now. You don't have to believe me today, but I'm just telling you, all you have to do is know that when you're ready to give a little bit more, you're going to get a little bit more, right? And you have to be ready. All right. Now, I'm going to say this. There was a turkey that was chatting with a bull, and he said, the turkey said, I would love to be able to give 5% more and climb to the top of that tree. But I don't have the energy. Well, the bull replied, he says, I tell you what, just give a little bit more. Why don't you just nibble a little bit on my droppings and it's going to give you some energy. It's packed with nutrients. So the turkey started pecking on the bull droppings, and guess what? It gave him 5% more energy, and all of a sudden he found himself on the lowest branch of the tree. Well, the next day he said, I'm gonna get me some more of this. So he ate some more of the bull droppings. He got 5% more, and he got to the second branch of the tree. And finally, at the end of the fourth night, he was still nibbling. He was getting his 5% more, and boom, he found himself perched at the top of the tree. But he was promptly, boom, shot down by the hunter who shot him out of the tree. And I just want you to understand, see, BS may get you to the top, but it won't keep you there. See, you got to be willing to give 5% more. You can't cheat your way to the top, folks. I just want to tell you that you're not going to be able to sneak your way to the top. There's no elevator that's going to take you to the top, folks. You see, you can't go to Mount Everest and then say, boom, I'm going to get on the tree. I'm going to get on the elevator and it's going to take me to the top. There's no ski lift to get you to the top of Mount Everest. When you're ready to climb Mount Everest, you're going to have to hike it. You're going to have to walk it. You're going to have to practice it. And you're going to have some trials and some tribulations. And you are going to have to understand that you're going to have to give 5% more, because that 5% more is what's going to help you get back to get to the top of Mount Everest. It is not going to be an easy walk, folks. It's not going to be one of those things that you're just going to say, I'm going to do it. No, if you're not willing to give 5% more, folks, you're not going to be able to climb to the top of Mount Everest. And it's the same thing in your life, folks. If you're not willing to give 5% more in your life, you're not going to be able to get it. All I want you to know is, folks, whenever you decide that you want anything in life, boom, you can get it. Every person who reaches the age of understanding of the purpose of money and of winning understands that they need to have that wish. See, wishing for riches will not make it happen. You have to be willing to take some action. You have to be willing to give 5% more, desiring riches with a state of mind that becomes an obsession, then planning definite ways and means to acquire riches and backing those plans with persistence and giving that 5% more, but not recognizing failure will bring those riches, folks. That's just the way it happens. Right? You have to be willing to give 5% more every day of your life. You have to be willing to give a little bit of extra. You have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to give a little sacrifice. You have to be willing to do a little extra in order to get that 5% more. And let me tell you what, folks, again, that there is no easy way to get there. If you want it, then you got to work for it. If you want it, you got to give that 5% more. If you want it, like you say you want it, then you have to be willing to put in the work. Whoo, man, I tell you what, I'm glad that we ended up having this session tonight. I'm so excited. I'm always motivated and inspired, folks, when I get a chance to give you a little bit of myself and give you a little bit of extra teaching. And so I'm excited that I got an opportunity to do that for you tonight. Now, I'm going to leave you with this, folks. I want to know, are you a potato, an egg, or coffee beans? Are you a potato? Are you an egg? Or are you coffee beans? See, once upon a time, there was this daughter that was complaining to her father about her life, how miserable it was. You know how you do that sometimes, and you just complain and complain and complain, and she didn't know what to do. She didn't know what was going to make of her life. She was tired of fighting and struggling all the time. It seemed just as one problem was solved, another one would follow up. So her father, who was a chef, took her to the kitchen, and what he did is he put 3 pots. He pulled 3 pots out. He put water in them. He put them on the stove, put them on a high fire, and the water started boiling. Once the water started boiling, he put a potato in one, he put some eggs in one, and he put coffee beans in another. And he just left them on the burner for about 20 minutes to run. Now, he didn't tell his daughter anything, and she was like just sitting there like, what is he doing? Now, once they boiled, he turned it off and he asked his daughter, he says, what do you see? And she replied, kind of hastily, potatoes, eggs, and coffee, Dad. What do you think I see? He said, no, look a little closer. He said, in fact, I want you to touch the potato. So she touched the potato and she noticed that they were soft. He then asked her, he said, now I want you to break the egg. After peeling off the shell of the egg, she realized that it was a hard boiled egg. And finally, he said, now what I want you to do is I want you to take a sip of the coffee. And so she took a sip of the coffee and the aroma was so good, it put a smile on her face. Now she asked her father, said, what does this mean? He then explained that the potato, the eggs, and the coffee bean had each faced the same adversity, the boiling water. Just like in your life, right? We all go through things in life and we each face those same adversities sometimes, right? But he said, how are you going to react in that adversity? See, he said each one of these reacted differently when they faced the boiling water. He says the potato went in strong, hard, unrelenting, and in the boiling water, it came out soft and weak. Now he said, now the egg was fragile when it went in. It had a thin outer shell protecting its liquid interior until it was put into the boiling water. And then when it faced that boiling water, the adversity, the inside of the egg became hard. You see, he says, now, however, the coffee beans, it faced the same adversity, the boiling water, that the potato and the egg faced. But the coffee beans were unique. After they were exposed to the boiling water, they changed the water and created something new. So which are you, he asked his daughter. When adversity knocks on your door, how do you respond? Are you a potato? Are you an egg? Are you a coffee bean? I'm going to ask you that again. When adversity comes your way, are you a potato, an egg, or a coffee bean? Now, the moral of the story, obviously, is in life, things happen around us. Things happen to us, but the only thing that matters is what happens within us. So the question is, which one are you? A potato, an egg, or coffee beans? Folks, it's been 40 minutes already tonight. I've been with you, and whoo, man, this time passed by fast. I didn't realize that I'd been here that long. But I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk with you tonight. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to ask you to give 5% more in your life. Just 5% more is all it takes to change your life from good to great. 5% more is all it takes to change your bank account from zero to hero. 5% more is all it takes to change your sales territory from losing to winning. 5% more is all it takes to change that relationship from horrible to good, and then from good to great. 5% more. It doesn't take a whole lot more. All you got to do sometimes is go say, thank you, you're welcome, I appreciate you, I value you. That's all it takes, folks. 5% more. Remember, I said if you gave 5% more and I'm going to give you this list again, then I'm going to get on. If you gave 5% more in your time, in priorities, in goals, your daily habits, phone calls, cold calling, follow-up, email, presentation, sales, mental performance, exercise, quality of food intake, contract compliance, contract input, grits that you have, less dreaming, more action, next steps, next level activity. If you gave 5% more, it makes all the difference in the world in your life. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.